Well, hello, 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 my friends. I'm so excited to pop on here with you today because we are going to do a build a look. So, as you can see, I just have my foundation on. I threw a little blush on just to give me some color and my brows. And this is all about build a look. So, building a look is based on your eye color. And sometimes your eye color fluctuates. So, sometimes my eyes look more blue, sometimes they look more green. um, so yeah, it's just a fun way to maximize the colors that look best for your eye color and know that there's always flexibility around that, right? Because sometimes your eyes, especially if you have blue or green eyes, they can sometimes wave between the two depending on sort of what you're wearing, right? So when I'm wearing more taupees and browns and neutrals, my eyes tend to look a little bluer. When I'm wearing, sort of colors, they tend to look a little more green. So today I'm going to do the eye look for green. So typically for blue eyes, like grays and browns are really great colors. So grays and taupes. Okay. Brown eyes, I mean, my goodness, you can wear pretty much every color under the rainbow, but greens and purples look really great as accent colors. And for green and hazel eyes, plums and purples are really great. So, all right, so let's get started. So I am going to start with Blossom. So we've got Blossom, Dusty Rose, Sunlit Rose, and Merlot. And the other color, I mean, you can swap out Merlot for Sweet Plum if you prefer. Totally up to you. So Blossom is I either wear Blossom or Biscotti as my all over base color pretty much every day. Beautiful. I love it. Love, love, love. Okay, so I'm going to use our matte color, this Dusty Rose here. I'm going to use that in my crease. Okay. I always typically will use a matte color in my crease just as I've gotten older. I tend to like it matte there. Okay, and just in my crease here. And then let me just get my blending brush. Oops. To blend it out a little bit. There we go. Now I kind of feel like I went a little too high up with that color up there. So there we go. Just felt like it was a little too high. There we go. All right. So really lovely. Dusty Rose is one of my absolute favorites. Absolute favorites. Okay. Pardon me. So I'm going to now go in with Sunlit Rose. Now, these are not hard and fast rules, okay? You might prefer to put Dusty Rose on your eyelid and use a lighter color in your crease. That's totally up to you. I typically prefer a matte color in my crease, okay? Now, just because this has 4 eye colors does not mean you have to use all 4 eye colors. You can use 2, you could use 1, you could use 3. You do not have to use all 4, okay? The Sunlit Rose, I'm going to put sort of in that center of my eye here, just to give it a little bit of a pop, and it also helps to bring out the green. So look at that. Like it just really, when you start layering colors, it really starts to elevate the look. That's what I really like, is it just sort of takes it up a notch. Okay, now the third color, Merlot, is quite a dark color. I would typically swap out that for Sweet Plum. But what I'm going to show you what you can do with dark colors, because if you get a look, even if it's not a Mary Kay look and you're like, oh my gosh, I love 3 out of the 4 colors, but there's that last color where you're like, oh. So when I get a really dark color like this, I will typically use it for my eyeliner. So I've just grabbed my eyeliner brush with that angled edge. I'm just going to get a little closer to my mirror here. And I will use it as my eyeliner. See what I mean? So still keeping in with the look, the palette look, but eyeshadows are a great way to use an eyeliner or to create an eyeliner without, having to use it as an eyeshadow. So you can use eyeliner as eyeshadow. And then you can even wing it out a bit. It is a thicker wing, like if if you are wanting that thinner wing, you of course are going to use a liquid type of product. Let's see how I wung it out just a little bit, but it is a great way to use a darker shadow as an eyeliner, and yet I've still kept it all in the same color palette, right? So that's really fun. And then I always like to go back with my lightest color and just pop it right in that corner to highlight. Okay, so all right. Now, of course, la piece de résistance, la mascara, right? This is one of my favorites. I do love using our Great Heights mascara, but Lash Love is still one of my favorite go-tos. I love the applicator. I love how it combs through my lashes. And of course, mascara. I mean, my goodness, Mary Kay has lots of choices, but I love how it just really finishes off the look. And of course, I'm a multi-layer mascara gal. The other thing that you can do, just as I'm putting on my mascara here, is, if you do like the crispness of like a pencil liner or a liquid liner, but would like to use something like Merlot, you could put your liner on, whether it's black, brown, and then go on top of that liner with the eyeshadow. That is also a way to use a darker colored shadow as your eyeliner. So you can do it on top of your liquid as well. It'll give you a more pronounced line, whereas when you just use the eyeshadow like I did, it's a little more of like it comes across a little bit more like a smudged line rather than a really crisp line. So it really comes down to what your preference is. And, are you in a hurry? Are you playing? Are you, what kind of look are you going for? So, but you can see with using that Merlot liner, you can still see it even now that I have mascara on. So it's a really beautiful, beautiful look. I've used the one for the green hazel eyes, and I love these colors. All of these colors are in my own personal palette. Well, these are from my personal palette. You can see that they have been used. Dusty Rose and Blossom. Oh my gosh, I use those almost every day. Okay, so just to pull it together, I'm working in the plum. So I grabbed Luminous Lilac, one of my faves, as you can see. I'm not going to do lip liner. I'm just going to throw on my lipstick and finish my look. And again, it depends on what you're looking for. The other thing I was going to do, if I can find it, my goodness. to bring out the plum even that little bit more, I can't find it. I would put on like Evening Berry, which is one of my favorite lip glosses, which I'm digging through my makeup bag here. And I cannot find my Evening Berry. Oh my goodness. Evening Berry would be another way that I would elevate the look and put it on top of this to bring out more of the plum color. Yeah. So, but sticking with the plum theme for this look. And of course, I always finish off with powder. Now again, you know, tapping off any excess. You know, I've been using our Luminous foundation, which I love. Oh, a little fluff on my brush here, which I love. So it still gives me that glowy look even through the powder, right? Like it still gives me that really nice bit of a glow look. And a dewy foundation, of course, is going to be a more youthful look. Got hair in my eyelashes there. And then, of course, finishing off with our your hairspray for your face, your finishing spray. So this is a fun, easy, it's a build a look, excuse me, based on your eye color. Now, are these the only colors that look good with those eye colors? No, but these are great building colors, right? So this is build a look. It's a great building color. So you can start with some basics and then build more of a color repertoire. You know, maybe you're the gal who likes to have a built-in look. You know, when I first started Mary Kay 27 years ago, I was not an eyeshadow person. I wore mascara and eyeliner and lipstick. That was it. So for me, a build a look, even this many years later, I love it when it's put together for me and I don't have to think about it. I just can put it on and I know A, the colors work together, B, they'll look great once they're put on. And I just don't have to think about it. So I love that. So I've posted each of these looks for you guys. You can not, I didn't actually put each of them on, but I've posted them on with the colors so that you can take a look. Let your beauty consultant know. But really a great way. And of course, to have something portable, travelable, little 4-eye color palette and that little petite palette for you guys. So, all right. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed our build a look and let me know in the comments below what eye color you have and what look you're going to try. All right. Thanks for joining me.